So welcome to your practice. Have 2 blocks near the front of your mat. And let's start in child's pose. So take your knees as wide as you need to and then climb your arms as far forward as you can. And as you climb your fingers forward, let your hips melt further back towards your heels so that you start to feel a little bit of length into your side body. And just take a moment to really feel the connection of your forehead down on your mat. Go ahead and climb your fingers a little bit further forward. Spread your fingers wide and then start to high-five the earth with each hand so that as you press down into your palms, your forearms lift away from your sticky mat. And then settle your shoulders into your upper back. Keep pressing down into your palms, and on your next inhale, rise up onto all fours. Curl your toes under and stretch right on into downward facing dog. And so with your fingers spread nice and wide, actively press, especially through the inner hand and right where your fingers connect into your palm. And as you press that part forward and down, see if you can stretch your spine a little longer. And then see that your feet are hip distance apart and parallel. Let your eyes steady to one spot, or if your eyes are closed, go ahead and let your inner gaze focus to the sensitivity between your eyebrows. And so holding here in downward facing dog, I invite you to move into a place of stillness here. And of course, at any moment, not only in this first downward facing dog, but throughout your whole practice, you are always welcome to head into child's pose. But in not technically our first pose, it's the second pose. I invite you to allow not only your breath to infuse the shape of your body, but can you allow your entire inner being to kind of balloon into the shape of your body? And so this is a Vinyasa flow, and so we will be moving dynamically through the practice, and then we'll move into poses like you're in now, in down dog, and hold in stillness. And so we'll kind of play in the pulse of the practice of moving dynamically on the outside, and then move the body towards stillness. But it's all a tool that no matter if you're holding a pose or moving your body, that you can connect to the stillness within. So go ahead and be a little more generous with your breath if you haven't already started to breathe a little deeper. And as you hold this pose, I invite you to hold yourself here. So wherever here is for you today in this practice, meet yourself exactly where you are. And as you start to feel into all of the sensations of this ever so long downward facing dog, you know, the sensations of your palms connecting into your sticky mat. Maybe of your side, body, and spine lengthening and your hamstrings stretching. As you attend to all of those different sensations and also to feel for the touch of the breath. As you start to turn on your awareness essentially to what's happening in the present moment. And just allow all of those reminders of what you feel, whether in your breath or the sensations in your body, be a deeper invitation to move here and now. Into the present moment, it's all we got. Stay in the fullness of your breath. See if you can stretch your spine a little longer. Can you soften your heels a little closer to the floor? 3 more breaths. Keep your palms pressing steady into the floor. And on your next inhale, rise onto your tippy toes and then ripple your spine forward to a high plank. And then pause here, anchor your tailbone down towards your heels and send the crown of your head forward. Take a full deep breath in and then lower all the way to your belly as you breathe out. Once you're down, place the tops of your feet to the floor. Take your fingertips wide at chest height, elbows are up. And then inhale, rise to cobra pose, coming up only so much that your low back feels free. Exhale, roll your heart forward and down. So we'll flow here. Inhale to rise up, shoulders back, throat back. Exhale, heart forward and down. Take this 2 more times as you follow the rhythm of your own breath. Allowing your breath to infuse the shape of your body. Take your time, and at the bottom of your next exhale, roll all the way down. Planting your palms beside your rib cage, curl your toes under, roll your shoulders down your back. Knees up or down. We're gonna go to chaturanga, just to give you a little roadmap. Press through the inner hands, take a deep inhale, and then exhale, lift up so that your shoulders are at the height of your elbows. Anchor your tailbone down and keep pressing through the inner hands. Slowly straighten your arms to plank pose. Downward facing dog, lift your hips up and back. Big breath in and slow breath out. Press into your left foot, inhale, take your right leg high. Exhale, bring your right knee to your right upper arm and pause. Slowly inhale, slide your knee down to your wrist. And then exhale, think of cat in your spine as you pull your knee up as high as you can. 2 more times like that. Inhale, slowly down. Exhale, bring the knee a little higher. 1 more time. Inhale, slide it down to your wrist. And then exhale, draw it all the way up into your upper arm. Hold here for an inhale. Stay right there for your exhale. Inhale to a 3-legged dog. Spin your hips open, bend deeply into your right knee, and stack your right hip on top of your left. And then as you press your palms evenly into the floor, pull your left hip back, and then see if you can point your right knee a little higher to the sky. Keep your belly drawing in. 1 more breath. Keep your palms weighted evenly. Inhale, square your hips, right leg long. Exhale, bring your right knee to your right upper arm once again, pause. Don't worry, we're not gonna do the slide thing again. Inhale, look forward. And then as you exhale, step your right foot outside your right hand, so it's like a lizard stance with your legs, and you can come up onto your fingertips, or this is where your 2 blocks might be useful, to the inside of your right foot. Inhale, lunge a little deeper. And then exhale, send your hips back, relax your left heel to the floor. Probably won't touch, it's all good. 2 more like that. Inhale, come back into your lunge. Exhale, shift your hips back, relax your left heel. 1 more time. Inhale to lunge. Exhale, press your hips back. Then inhale, come into your lunge. If you've got your blocks there, just move them off to the side. Hands to the inside of your right foot, and then step your left foot outside your left hand so you're in a wider stance and fold. Halfway lift is your inhale. Fold into yourself, exhale. Keep this really wide forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen, pause. Exhale, bring your palms to your shins. Anchor your tailbone down so you're strong in your core. Take an inhale here, and then as you exhale, reach your arms alongside your ears. So even though your legs are straight, keep a little softness in your knees. Shift the weight forward into the knuckles of your toes. Lift your arms alongside your ears. Belly to spine, press through your feet. Inhale, rise to stand, lift your chest into a little back bend. Exhale, fold forward and let it go. Halfway lift, breathe in. As you exhale, plant your palms and step to plank pose. Pull your hands to your toes, big breath in. Exhale, lower all the way to your belly, breathe out. Bring the tops of your feet to the floor. Inhale, lift your chest, low cobra. Squeeze your elbows in. Exhale, lift your legs. Breathing here, just a few cycles. Roll your shoulders down your back and hug your elbows in. Then pull your hands towards your hips and see if your chest will lift a little higher. Then keeping your chest lifted, bring the tops of your feet to the floor. Either stay here or straighten your arms on your next inhale for up dog. Downward facing dog is your exhale. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Press into your right foot. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, bring your left knee to your left upper arm and pause. Then same. Inhale, slide your knee down to your wrist. Exhale, draw it all the way up. 2 more, breathe in. Keep your arms strong and straight. Breathe out, slide your knee as high as you can. 1 more time, inhale. Exhale, pull the knee up, hold here, inhale. Stay for the exhale, you got this. Inhale to your 3-legged dog, take your left leg up, spin the hips open and bend deeply into your left knee. Then nudge your right hip back so you keep the length into your right side body. And breathe as deep as you can. Weighting your palms equally. Inhale, square your hips, left leg long. Exhale, bring your left knee to your left upper arm again and pause. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step your left foot outside your left hand, come to fingertips or your 2 blocks. Inhale, lunge a little deeper. Exhale, lift your hips, relax your right heel down so you stretch the back of your right leg. 2 more. Inhale to lunge, look forward. Exhale, press back, extend through your legs. 1 more time, breathe in and breathe out. On your next inhale, come into your lunge. Exhale, step your right foot outside your right hand and fold. Halfway lift is your inhale. Bow into yourself, exhale. So moving a little more dynamically. Inhale, halfway lift, pause. Exhale, palms to shins. Either hold here or inhale, arms alongside your ears. You stay for the exhale. Inhale, rise to stand. Lift your chest, a little or a lot of a back bend. Exhale, fold forward with Tanasana. Halfway lift, breathe in, pause here. Turn your toes out, so you're already in this wide stance, and come down into Malasana. Bring your hands to your heart center, roll your shoulders down your back. Either hold there or cuddle your right shoulder to the inner right knee, plant your right hand to the floor, and then inhale, switch your left arm to the sky. With every inhale, think to lift your heart away from your belly like you're moving into a back bend. And then exhale, spin your chest open to the left. And then keep widening your left knee out to the side. Take 1 more full inhale, switch your left arm up. And then exhale, switch sides, left shoulder to the inner left knee, and then the right arm flies high to the sky. So starting to open up a little more into your side body. Keep rolling your left shoulder onto your upper back. Be very fluid with the breath here. Keep your belly to your spine. 1 more full inhale. Return to center, hands to heart as you exhale. And then inhale, lift your heart away from your belly. Fingertips to the floor as you exhale. Inhale, lift your hips, and then heel toe your feet so that they're truly hip distance apart. Halfway lift, breathe in. Step to plank pose, breathe up. Pull your hands to your toes. Full bright breath in. Chaturanga or to your belly, breathe out. Then cobra or up dog. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, lift your hips. 1 cycle of breath. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Right leg high, inhale. Exhale, tap your right knee to your right upper arm and pause. Inhale, 3-legged dog, send your leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, hold there. Look forward on your breath in. Step forward, breathe out. Inhale, rise to crescent pose, come all the way up, full stretch. Then as you exhale, backstroke your arms, interlace with your right thumb on top. Anchor your tailbone down and stretch your arms away from your body. Take a big breath in, then slowly start to bend your back knee to a hover for 3, 2, 1. Try to keep your right thigh where it is, then straighten your back leg for 1, 2, 3. We got 2 more. Pull your right hip back slowly, 3. Shoulders on top of hips, 2, 1, belly to spine, then inhale for 1, extend the back leg, 2, 3, left heel on top of your toes, 1 more time, slowly down for 3, front ribs in, 2, hover for 1, stay deep into your lunge, inhale, 1, 2, 3, stay for your exhale, inhale, take your arms all the way up overhead, full stretch, exhale, plant your palms, maybe hover your right foot as you step back and lower. Then 2 feet down, inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, lift your hips. Left leg high, breathe in. Exhale, left knee to left upper arm, breathe out, pause, make the connection. Then inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, pause. Look forward on your inhale, step forward, exhale, rise to crescent pose, big breath in. Keep your chest lifting, exhale, backstroke your arms, left them on top this time. And then from here, slowly back knee down, 3. Pull your left hip back, hover, we'll call that 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Slowly bend your back knee. So try not to go up and down. You don't want to be bobbing up and down so much. Pause here. And then inhale, 1, 2, 3. So we're really working the hip flexors here. Last time, slowly for 3, 2, 1, pause. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Tailbone down. Inhale, float your arms to the sky, lift your chest. Exhale, chaturanga, maybe hover your left foot as you lower or not. Then if it is 2 feet down, inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, lift your hips. Pausing down dog, 3 breaths, or child's pose. So take a moment of stillness here. Reconnect to your breath. One more cycle. On your next inhale, rise to your toes, bend your knees, look forward, exhale, walk, step, or hop to the top of your mat, feet hip distance apart. Inhale, lift and lengthen, pause. Exhale, palms to shins. Hold there, or inhale, arms alongside your ears. Stay for the exhale. Belly to spine, inhale, rise to stand, lift your heart. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, breathe in. Chaturanga, step or jump back as you exhale, dissolve the breath. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, lift your hips. Right leg high, inhale. Tap your right knee to your right upper arm a little higher as you exhale. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, pause. Look forward on your breath in. Step forward, breathe out. Rise to crescent pose. Inhale, come all the way up, full stretch. Then as you exhale, twist to the right. Wiggle your upper arm as high as you can to the outside of your thigh and lift your chest. If you need more support, the back knee can come down. But as you stand steady into your right heel, pull your right hip back. And even though this is a twist, think of a back bend as you lift your heart away from your belly. Let your breath move into your side and into your back. Lift your left heel on top of your toes if your back leg is long and strong. Then keep squeezing your inner thighs to the midline. On your next inhale, rise to crescent pose. Come all the way up, full stretch. Exhale, fingertips to the floor or hands to your 2 blocks. Shift forward onto your right foot. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, Jiva squat, left knee to the back of your right knee. Keep going with that. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, squeeze in. So if you want to add the element of balance, go ahead and float hands to heart. Take 3 more cycles here. With every inhale, see if you can get your left leg super straight up there. Doesn't matter if the right leg gets straight, but try to straighten the left leg. And really work to squeeze into your glutes. Keeping your belly to your spine. Your eyes steady and smooth. So eyes not looking around, but just focusing to one spot. And then the next time that your left leg goes high, pause. Bring your hands to the floor or hands to your blocks, you choose. Then from here, bend your left knee beside your right. Bend back into your right knee. So I know you're already feeling your right glutes here, so you can stay or float your hands to heart. Breathe in here. Pull your right hip back, really squeeze into your right butt cheek. Roll your shoulders down your back. Let the weight be focused into your right heel. Maybe bend your right knee a little deeper. One more breath. On your next exhale, big toes touch. Keep your knees bent. Inhale, chair pose, reach up. Exhale, fold forward and touch the earth. Halfway lift, inhale. Chaturanga is your exhale. Empty out. Then inhale, press the earth away from you to lift your chest. Exhale to lift your hips. One breath here. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Left leg high, breathe in. Left knee to left upper arm, breathe out. Lift it a little higher. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose and pause. Look forward on your breath in. Step forward, breathe out. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, twist to the left. So as you wiggle your upper arm to the outside of your thigh, if you notice your hands are up by your shoulder like I am, see if you can lift your chest, revolve the spine. And then keep your right heel on top of your toes so that your back leg is super long and strong. Big breath in and full breath out. 2 more just like that. Then keep your inner thigh squeezing into the midline. Stay in the depth of your lunge like you are here. Then on an inhale, unravel, reach your arms all the way up, tailbone down. Exhale, fingertips to the floor or hands to your 2 blocks. Shift onto your left foot and lift your right leg high. Inhale, lift your chest. Jiva squat, exhale, bend your right knee to the back of your left. Then inhale, straighten your right leg, maybe your left. Exhale, squeeze in. Again, always an option to bring hands to heart. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, bend deeply into both knees. 2 more. Take them at your own pace. Try to go slow. Especially if you have your hands at heart center, hug the shoulders down your back. And then after your 5th one, when your right leg goes high, pause. If your hands are at heart center, bring your fingertips to the floor. Inhale, lift your chest, pull your left hip back, and then bend your right knee beside your left, bend your left knee. And maybe you stay here. Or belly to spine, squeeze into your left glute, and hands to heart. Roll your shoulders down your back and breathe. So remember, as you attune to all of those sensations, this feeling for the connection you have to the earth, let's say the aliveness of your left glute, maybe bend your left knee deeper. Notice how those sensations bring you right here. Take a big breath in, big toes touch, breathe out. Keep your knees bent. Inhale, Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale, fold forward and let it go. Stay on your feet. Halfway lift, inhale. Palms to shins, exhale. Either hold here, tailbone down. Inhale, arms alongside your ears. Stay for the exhale. Then inhale, rise up, tailbone down, lift your chest. Exhale, fold forward, bow in. Halfway lift, breathe in. Chaturanga, breathe out. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog. Exhale, 3 breaths here, or child's pose. Smooth out your breath. Steady your eyes. Be here now. From downward facing dog, inhale, right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, this time pause. Look forward on your breath in. Step forward, breathe out. Crescent pose, deep inhale. Stay low in your lunge as you rise up. Open it up to warrior 2, exhale. Exalted warrior, inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, extended side angle. Bring your hand inside your right foot today, even if you need your block there, yeah? With your right arm, press it into the inner thigh and then wrap your right sitting bone underneath you. Take a big breath. Swoop your left arm alongside your ear. With every inhale, lift your heart away from your belly. And on the exhale, your right rib cage is spinning open to the left. Smooth breath in. Long breath out. Option 1, you stay here. Option 2, start to backstroke your left arm. Maybe the palm comes to your lower back, or you find your inner thigh back there. Or perhaps you cuddle your shoulder further down the inner leg, reach around and take the bind. So when you're learning the bind, it's easier to kind of bend forward like I'm showing so that you can find your hands back there. Then once you do have the bind, it's that action of wrapping your right sitting bone underneath you. Then can you lean back and open your chest towards the long edge of your mat, just like when you started with your hand to the block. So whichever expression you're in, can you let your breath expand the shape of your body? Keep your belly to your spine. 2 more cycles here. Then if you have the bind, keep it. And on your next inhale, move your right leg to straight. So if you didn't have the bind and you had your right hand to the inner foot, take it to the outside, even if you need your block there. But if you can, keep the half bind, or if you have the full bind. Either way, from the mound of your right big toe into the floor. Keep pressing firmly into your right big toes. You pull your right hip back and spin your chest open to the left. So I know it's easy to kind of keep your left shoulder back here, but can you also keep your right shoulder back? 2 more breaths. Keep your belly to your spine. From here, look to the floor, bend your right knee on top of your ankle. Inhale, open it up to warrior 2. From here, as you exhale, reach your right hand forward, half moon Ardha Chandrasana. Actively roll your left hip on top of your right. Option 1 is here. Option 2, take your left hand to the top of your left foot and press your foot into your palm to open up your chest. Stay connected down through the inner right foot. If your left leg is long and strong, keep lifting it up and spread your left toes wide. And then for my friends in the bind, on your next inhale, extend your left arm and your left leg. Pause there. Lift up a little bit more with your left hand. Maybe your right fingertips float, and then gracefully step to warrior 2. You got it, good. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, chaturanga, close it out, maybe hover your right foot as you lower. 2 feet down, inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, lift your hips. Pause there, take a deep breath in, and a slow breath out. Left leg high, inhale. Knee to nose, exhale, pause. Look forward where you want to put your foot, and then as you exhale, with the strength of your core, you place it down. Rise to crescent pose, inhale. Warrior 2, exhale. Exalted warrior, inhale, reach up and back, stay deep in your lunge. Exhale, extended side angle with your left hand inside your left foot, with or without your block. So your block can be on any height. For the first couple of breaths, let's keep our right arm alongside our ear so that you really get this idea of length from the outer edge of your right foot through your whole right side body. And with your left hand to the inner leg, roll your shoulder down your back and keep wrapping your left sitting bone underneath you. Then maybe you stay here or start to backstroke your right arm. Hand can come to your lower back, or you reach around for your inner thigh and you pause here. Or this is where, to get the bind, maybe lean forward, wrap your left arm underneath you to find your fingertips, or eventually your left hand holds your right wrist, and then you begin to open your chest again to the long edge of your mat. Keep pressing into the outer edge of your back foot and lean back. So right shoulder back and left shoulder back. Allow for a fuller breath. Feel into all the feels here. Then if you have your bind, you're gonna keep it. Inhale, move your left leg towards straight for bound Trikonasana. Pressing through the mound of your left big toe and pulling your left hip back. If you were not in the bind, take your block to the outside of your left leg. But if you have the half bind, see if you can keep it. Front ribs draw in, and yet the torso leans back. Last 2 cycles here. If you're in the bind, try to straighten not only your legs, but eventually your arms. Then from here, look down to the floor. Bend your left knee on top of your ankle. Inhale, rise to warrior 2, arms go wide. Then exhale, shift forward, Ardha Chandrasana. So like all of those 3-legged down dogs, spin your right hip on top of your left. Option 1 to breathe here, or grab a hold of the top of your right foot and press your foot into your palm. Squeeze your left butt cheek towards the midline. And allow your breath to infuse the shape of your body and also to clear your mind. Last cycle of breath. For my friends in the bind, on your next inhale, extend your right arm and your right leg, pause. Then reach up with your right arm, maybe your left fingertips get lighter or they float. Then start to step back, warrior 2. We're gonna come out a little differently here. Inhale, reach up and back. Warrior 2 is your exhale. Inhale, straighten your left leg, parallel your feet, and bring your hands to your hips. Move your elbows to the wall behind you. With your hands on your waist, inhale, lift your chest, look up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, and bow forward. Pause with your hands on your hips, squeeze your elbows together. Option 1, you're here. Option 2, Prasarita Padottanasana A. Fingertips to the floor, the crown of your head to the floor, and roll your shoulders down your back. So if you're in Prasarita with your hands down, Prasarita A, and you can see your fingertips without moving your head, roll your shoulders down your back, and so your arms here are exactly like in Chaturanga, a 90-degree angle. Then perhaps start to float your legs up into tripod headstand. But do keep that triangular base as you weight the palms equally and evenly, and also the crown of your head. No matter if your feet are on the floor or not, keep the shoulders rolling into your upper back. And then once your legs are up, bring the mounds of your big toes to touch. Whichever expression you're in, smooth your breath a little more. Have the elbows hug in, particularly if you're in tripod. If you are upside down, lengthen your tailbone up towards your toes. If your feet are on the floor, let the weight shift forward into the knuckles of your toes. Then for my friends upside down, slowly start to take your legs wide. Keep pressing into your hands, shoulders on your back, and then slowly make your feet come back down to the earth. Pause. From here, everybody inhale, lift and lengthen halfway up, bring your hands underneath your shoulders and pause. Anchor your tailbone down, tone the muscles of your legs. Take a deep breath in here, palms to shins, exhale. Either hold there or inhale, reach your arms alongside your ears and stay for the breath out. Keep a little softness in your knees, weight shifting forward into the knuckles of your toes, and keep your arms lifting up alongside your ears. Then belly to spine, inhale, rise all the way up. And then exhale, warrior 2, left knee on top of your ankle. Inhale, reach up and back, exalted. Chaturanga is your exhale. Close it out, maybe hover your left foot as you lower. 2 feet down, inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, lift your hips. Pause here or child's pose, 3 breaths. Steady your body. Steady your eyes. Steady your mind. Last breath. On your next inhale, rise to your toes, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, walk, step, or hop your feet hip distance apart to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift and lengthen, halfway up, pause. Exhale, palms to shins, tailbone down, belly to spine. Hold there, or inhale, arms alongside your ears. Stay for the exhale. Belly to spine, inhale, rise up. With your tailbone down, lift your chest. Exhale, bring your hands down the midline and to your hips. Draw your elbows behind you. Inhale, stand tall. Shift onto your right foot. Exhale, bend your left knee to your chest. Reach forward with your left hand to hold your knee, or take your trusty peace fingers and thumb and hold the big toe. Take a deep inhale, stand tall. Then as you exhale, send your leg forward. Once you're steady enough, start to open your leg to the side. So what starts to happen here sometimes when we get tired, our hip is going to want to kind of go out to the side like I'm showing here. So firm the outer hip in and notice how you come right back to center and stand a little taller. You can keep your right hand on your hip or inhale, reach your right arm alongside your ears. Smooth breath. So your legs are just like they were in triangle pose not too long ago. Keep pressing through the inner right foot. Belly to spine. Take a deep inhale, stand tall. Keep your left leg out to the side as you exhale. Cross left ankle on top of right thigh. Then inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, think of chair pose as you bend deeply into your right knee. Send your hips back and think to widen your sitting bones apart. Then once you're as low as you can go, you can bow forward halfway. If it's too much to keep your arms alongside your ears, hands can come to heart where you've got your two blocks there at the front of your mat, and you can bring your hands to your blocks. Actively flex through your left foot and keep bending into your right knee. Option is here, or there's an arm balance, Ekapada Galvanasana. So the trick, two little pro tips for the arm balance is to bring your left foot as high as you can up your thigh so that you can hook the top of your foot as high as you can up your, I'll turn this way, on your right upper arm. So with your palms shoulder distance apart, see if you can hook the top of your left foot on your right upper arm. Your shin will come to your left upper arm. And then from here, like all of those chaturangas and tripod, you gotta gather the elbows in, roll your shoulders down your back. Then look forward, and then maybe a few little toe taps as you lift your, it would be your right heel off the floor, squeezing it to your hip. So you can keep those little toe taps going, squeezing elbows in, or as you keep pulling your left baby toe back towards your left shoulder, maybe start to straighten your right leg behind you. For my friends on your feet, see if you can bend your right knee a little deeper, but keep widening the sitting bones apart. And no matter where you're at, flex your left foot, belly to spine. If your right foot is off the floor, slowly bring it back down. Pause. Hands to heart center. Squeeze your right butt cheek. Inhale, rise to stand, left knee to chest. Exhale, feet hip distance apart. All right, inhale, reach and stretch up. Exhale, bring your palms down the midline. And to your hips, move your elbows behind you and press down. Steady your eyes forward. Now shift onto your left foot and draw your right knee to chest. Either hold onto your knee or your peace fingers and thumb hook onto your right big toe and then send your right leg forward. Once you're steady-ish, open your right leg to the side. Firm the outer left hip in, stand tall. And then from here, inhale the left arm up alongside your ear. Smooth breath in, easy breath out. So even though you're holding the pose, what can you let go of here? So the amount of effort is met with equal amounts of ease. Keep your right leg out to the side, Cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Flex your right foot. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, think of chair pose here. And so as you bend into your left knee, think to stick your butt back and think of cow pose in a way so that there's like a slight anterior tilt of the pelvis and you're spreading your sitting bones wide. And then the torso comes parallel to the floor. If you're holding here, keep your arms lifting up alongside your ears. Breathing here, or if you don't want to worry about the balance so much and just focus on your hips, your hands can meet the blocks or the floor. But the more that you bend into your left knee, the more you're going to feel this in your outer right hip. Keep your left hip moving back, sitting bones widening apart. Then option to stay there. You can also use your blocks for the arm balance too to bring the earth a little bit closer to you. Slide your right foot up your left upper arm, and then as you plant your hands to the blocks, keep your right foot flexed and hook it on top of your left tricep. Then as you lean forward, you've got the shelf of your arms here, and then maybe those little toe taps. And think of it more of like a squeezing and a lifting of your left heel to sitting bone rather than kicking of your bottom leg. So you really want to tap into the strength of your core here. And the breath. And then if you are doing the toe taps, see if truly just your left toe will come back down to the floor. Or perhaps you start to extend your left leg long, reaching it behind you, full pose. Wherever you're at, 2 more breaths. If your left foot is off the floor, slowly bring it back down. Pause. Hands to heart center. Squeeze your left butt cheek. Inhale, rise to stand. Draw your right knee to chest. Exhale, feet hip distance apart, and release your arms. Inhale, reach and stretch up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana, heavier head. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway up, stay on your feet. Exhale, palms to shins, tailbone down. Either hold there, or inhale, arms alongside your ears. Lift your chin away from your chest. We stay for the exhale. Then press into your feet. Inhale, rise up into a little back bend. Hands to heart as you exhale. Then step your feet about mat distance apart. Turn your toes out. Inhale, reach and stretch up. Exhale, Malasana. And so we've been here before. Option 1, shoulders back, you hold here. Option 2, we're moving into bird of paradise on the way for bound Uttanasana. So fingertips to the floor. Lift your hips. Reach your left arm underneath your left thigh. Your right arm reaches behind you. You hold the fingertips, or your left hand holds your right wrist. Then parallel your feet. You're in a little bit of a wider stance here. Shins in, thighs wide. Take an inhale, then move your legs towards straight as you keep the bind and twist to the right. Smooth breath in, shoulders down your back, breathe out. You hold here or look down to the floor. Rise onto your left tippy toes. Keep a little micro bend in your right knee, and then belly to spine, squeeze into your right glute, and rise to stand with your left leg. Tailbone down. Steady your eyes, and then perhaps slowly start to extend your left leg towards straight. Smooth breath in. Slow breath out. Keep your belly to your spine. If you're in bird of paradise, start to bend your left leg, keep the bind. Very slowly soften into your right knee and make your way back down to earth. Once 2 feet touch, release the bind and return to center Malasana. That's it, let's do the other side. So fingertips down. Inhale, lift your hips. Right arm reaches underneath your right thigh. Really try to get your shoulder underneath your leg. Maybe the fingers interlock, or eventually your right hand holds your left wrist. Parallel the feet. Inhale, look forward, and then exhale, move your legs towards straight as you twist open to the left. Breathe. Breathe fully. Let your breath expand the whole shape of your body. Then you stay or look to the floor, rise onto your right tippy toes, and then belly to spine, squeeze into your left glute, and rise to stand. Think to anchor your tailbone down, shoulders back. Breathing here, or slowly start to move your right leg towards straight. Shoulders back, heart lifting away from your belly, no matter which shape you're in. If you're in bird of paradise, keep firming the outer left hip in, like Utthita Hasta Parangustasana B that we did earlier. If you're standing, bend your right leg, keep the bind. Slowly come all the way back down. Release the bind. Hands to heart center and pause. From here, take a deep breath in, fingertips to the floor, breathe out. Inhale, lift your hips, parallel your feet, Padahastasana. So you're gonna slide your hands underneath your feet so that your toes get all the way up to your ankles, and then with my toes, it's almost like I'm kind of wiggling them into the crease of my wrist to massage out the wrists. Weight forward into the knuckles of your toes, head heavy, breath smooth. 2 more cycles. From here, inhale, lift your chest. Exhale to release and step to plank pose. Pull your hands to your toes, take a deep breath in. Chaturanga, breathe out. Cobra or up dog, inhale, lift your chest, shoulders back. Exhale to lift your hips. From here, inhale, take your right leg high. Exhale, tap your right knee to your right upper arm and pause. Look forward, breathe in. Step your right foot outside your right hand, breathe out. So at any point in this next little flow, you can always bring your back knee to the floor, but if you can, keep your back leg long and strong, like a crescent pose leg. Pull your right hip back and look forward. Option 1 is here. Option 2, bring your right hand behind your ankle and wiggle your right shoulder underneath your thigh. Take your right hand out to the side and then your left hand out to the side. I'm gonna turn and face you just to show you. Hopefully I won't slide on the stone. Okay, so one hand out and one hand out, but you gotta work to squeeze your right knee into your right shoulder. Option 1, you hold here. Option 2, there is a bind. You're gonna bring your right hand to your lower back and then maybe your left. Breathing here. Or one more arm balance. You're gonna plant your hands shoulder distance apart. Keep your right thigh on your right shoulder, look forward. And then you inch your right foot forward and then kick it out to the side, Ekapada Kundinyasana. And then scissor your legs wide as you lift from your left inner thigh. Breathe. If you're in the arm balance, left foot to the floor, right foot to the floor. If you were in the bound airplane pose, release and make your way to plank. Take a breath in, downward facing dog is your breath out. Other side, inhale, take your left leg high. As you exhale, tap your left knee to your left upper arm and pause. Look forward, breathe in. Step your left foot outside your left hand, breathe out. And then option 1 is here, or back knee down, hold. Or take your left hand to your calf and wiggle your shoulder underneath. Take the left hand wide, the right hand wide, and you really gotta squeeze your left leg in towards the midline. Then from there, you hold. Or maybe you reach your left hand to your lower back, and then your right. You gotta keep squeezing the inner thighs in. Or for the arm balance, plant your hands to the floor. You really gotta work to squeeze your left knee to your left upper arm, look forward. Chaturanga arms, or tripod headstand arms. Then wiggle your left leg forward, and then lift your right leg up. Big breath. So for those of you who are in airplane pose, think to lift your heart away from your belly and look forward. If you're in the arm balance, make your way to plank pose. If you're in airplane, plant your palms and step to plank. Take a deep inhale, chaturanga this time, exhale. Then cobra or up dog, and then hold here. So in about 3 more breaths, we'll make our way to down dog. If you're ready to go there now, then go there and we'll meet you there in just a moment. Tailbone down, shoulders back, breath smooth, eyes soft. Downward facing dog if you're not already there, and hold. Take a deep breath in. Perhaps open your mouth, side out, breathe out. Inhale, rise to your toes. Bring your knees to the floor, exhale. Inhale, rise to stand on your knees, reach your arms up. Exhale, backstroke your arms, palms to your lower back for camel pose. So you can place the tops of your feet to the floor, and if they are down, really press them down, or if you need the earth to come to you, curl your toes under so that your heels are a little higher. Keep your hips forward, elbows hug in. Draw your chin back, and then let the bottom tips of your shoulder blades move forward as your heart begins to lift up and your shoulders move back. Breathing here, you can keep your palms on your lower back, or go ahead and reach left hand to left heel and then right hand to right heel. Keep your hips forward and your heart high. Soften your forehead. With your mouth closed, breathe deeply through your nose. Two more cycles. With your belly to your spine, bring your palms onto your lower back. Inhale, rise on up. And then exhale, bring your knees together. Sit back onto your heels and bring your palms onto your lap. Pause here. Let your eyes soften, or maybe let them close entirely, and just take a moment to pause and feel. Gently flutter your eyes open on an inhale. Lean over to one side as you exhale, and then sweep your legs forward in front of you. And then have your heels near to the front of your mat. Let's bend our knees, actually. One more thing, all the things. And then you're gonna take one of your blocks on the low rise, so stay down. So if I was standing up, it would look like so. So the block is on the low rise between your shins, and then squeeze your shins in. Reach your arms forward on an inhale. Exhale, roll all the way down on your back. One vertebrae at a time, keep squeezing your block. And then once you're down and your head is on the floor, lift your chin away from your chest, roll your shoulders down your back, move your heels in so that they're underneath your knees, and then lift your hips into bridge pose. Option is to interlock your fingers underneath you. You can hold here or plant your palms underneath your shoulders. Gather your elbows in, shoulders down your back. So if you're gonna move to wheel pose, elbows in, shoulders down your back, and then on an inhale, you move your arms towards straight. So just one back bend in this practice today. Smooth out the breath, especially for my friends in wheel pose. Can you make your breath as calm as possible? So wheel pose is a very energetic and enlivening pose. And I feel like a part of the advanced practice in wheel pose is how calm can you get in your inner body. So once again, we hold the pose and we tap into the inner stillness within. 3 more breaths. If you're in wheel pose, bring your chin to your chest, lower to your shoulders, and then everybody release, bring your sacrum down to the floor. And move your knees in so that you can release the block, and then feet back to the mat. Pause there. Take your hands to the creases of your hips, that the heel of your palm is just at the top of the thigh bone, and then press your palms into your thigh bone. You'll feel a nice little traction in your lower back. Big breath. And then from here, slowly release. Draw your knees into your chest, happy baby pose. Grab a hold at the outer edges of your feet. And a little push-pull here. As you push your feet up towards the sky, your arms are pulling your knees back down to the earth. And knees can be bent, or lots of times I prefer to straighten my legs here. You may do that as well. And either holding at center in stillness or gently rocking across your spine. On your next exhale, Supta Baddha Konasana. Let your feet come down onto the mat, your knees butterfly wide. And roll your shoulders underneath you. And then allow your whole body to soften into the earth. Heavy your shoulders. As we move towards our final resting pose, perhaps allow your eyes to close. Allow your arms to be heavy. And then from here, slowly bring your feet back to the floor, but take your feet about mat distance or so. And then let both of your knees go down towards the right. So like a reclined twist, but your feet are on the floor. Option one is here, you're gonna take your right ankle on top of your left thigh and then just kind of weight the left thigh bone down to the floor so you get a big opening into your left side body. You can keep your arms as you have them, or sometimes it's nice to reach your left arm overhead. But if you notice that lifts your left shoulder, it might be beneficial to keep it out to the side. And then slowly release, draw your knees back up to center, keep the knees wide, feet wide, and then allow both knees down to the left. So you can hold there or cross your left ankle on top of your right thigh. And then feel for that big opening into your whole right side body. You may prefer to reach your right arm overhead, or you may prefer to keep your right arm out to the side. Easy breath in. Easy breath out. And then from here, if you have your left ankle on top of your right thigh, bring it down to the floor and pause. So from here, you can either move through center into Shavasana, or if you prefer to close your practice seated, gently roll over to your left, lean into your right palm, and make your way into a tall seat. So do choose a place where your body can be at ease here. And if you are closing seated, you may want to sit on one of your blocks. If you're on your back, roll your shoulders underneath you. And if you're seated, just let your palms rest in your lap. And feel for the length of your spine. And whichever pose you've chosen for your final shape, let the body be still. And then as best you can, soften into stillness. for just a few moments. Be still. And as you allow for the stillness and the physicality of your being, you may notice that you are more awake and alert to the subtle sensations of your body, and perhaps the quiet whispers of your heart. So at this point in the practice, we're a little more porous, so more sensitive to receive, to connect, and to be in tune. So just a few more moments of softening into stillness. Settling into a place of being alert and relaxed, calm and connected. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. If you're on your back, if you can, keep your eyes closed and slowly make your way to a tall seat. Once you arrive into your tall seat, sit tall with a long spine, shoulders back, and then gently place your left hand on your heart and place your right hand on your belly. And with your hands, feel for the touch of your breath. Whether you feel your breath moving more into your chest or your belly, it's all good. And also feeling for all of the subtle sensations within. Gently fold your hands in front of your heart and bow your head in. So I invite you to stay alert to what's happening on the inside. And that you take these qualities of being alert and relaxed, calm and connected with you off of your mat and into your day. From my heart to yours, namaste.